The best show for Chicago sports.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Y'all already know how we get down, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us for another show. We got a lot to get into here. The Chicago Bulls are who we thought they were. Unfortunately, that's how it goes sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But that's okay. I'm here to console Bulls Nation, not to condemn them. That's okay. Guess what? There's a lot of craziness happening around the NFL as well. Tyreek Hill wants out. What? Have the Bears done enough in free agency? What? My chair's sinking during this whole thing? What? And of course, kind of the piece de resistance. I don't know if that's the right word for this. It sounded fancy though. Do these leagues need to do more to keep fans in line? And notice I say keep fans in line, not keep the players in line. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us as always, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page because we do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. It's the only channel that's talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talks. Make sure that you get in tune with us, man. We appreciate all the love that you guys show. Last night sucked. That's all I can say about last night. Let me fix my chair, bro. I'm going to get the stuff for it today, but I don't like being 3'2". I'm just peeking over the, you know what I'm saying? It's irritating right now. I'm going to get the stuff for it today. They sell a piece to fix the chair that is $15. I looked at the piece. It's a pipe clamp. I said, that is a $2 fix at Home Depot. I'm on it right now. We in the building. Like, y'all not finna finesse me. Hey, we getting to the white collar life, baby. Well, we still blue collar to the mug out here. Stop playing with it. Shout out to all the P1s in the chat, man. Baki's in the building. I see Robert Schwartz in the chat. I see Shay in the chat. What's good with y'all, man? As we welcome into the channel, and I'm sinking again. You son of a, look at me go. Watch it. Ooh. So trash, bro. As we welcome into the channel, man, somebody whose height I'm at right now. The man, the myth, the legend, the man formerly known as Ringo J, Mr. Stefan the Don is in the building. What's good?
You gotta fix that expeditiously. You need to get that done now.
ASAP, bro. Hey, during the show, I need to get somebody to deliver me the parts,
What's good, y'all?
No, appreciate y'all for tuning in. How you feeling today, Steph?
I'm gonna introduce myself since Pat doesn't like to do introductions.
Hey, my bad, dog. Hey, listen, you can bring yourself in, and normally you bring yourself in, so I was going to wait for you to bring yourself in.
Pat doesn't respond to text messages. I'm going to call him out on his show. He don't respond to text messages. He don't do nothing. He just like,
I'm don't respond to text messages.
Nah, he does.
First off, when did you text? Oh, okay, all right.
Exactly. Right.
Hey, well, you gotta hold it. Well, you just got. Oh, that's on me. I got that one. My bad.
Hey man, I mean, after the day I had yesterday, you know, I'm good. You know, pretty successful night, so you know, we all right.
Oh Jesus, dog! Y'all was so spicy on Madden last night. It was ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, good Lord, there's some hate in this one. This is visceral.
Oh, Ringo actually won one.
Oh, Ringo won, and he was trash talking Jalen, like, and Jalen just got to the point where he was like, "I'll never play you again."
No. See, this is the thing, kid. I'm gonna clear this up for you right now. Me and Jalen ran a game. He was complaining because I won by 3. Muggs wanted to hop on the yard. I said, okay, we could just run it back. When you free again. He hit me again. After that, second game, he got ball first. They don't do the coin toss in the new Madden. I mean, no, he got ball second half. They don't do the coin toss in the new Madden. He was up 24-24, choked the field goal. I came back, threw the ball down the field to Odell for the game, and that's how the game ended. He choked it. He got a second game.
Hey, now I will say this. In
He got a
Jalen's
second
defense, he said after y'all had played the yard to run it back, and you was like, nah, bro, you gonna hold that one.
We played 2 games. That was his run back. That was his run back.
Jalen's in the chat. Hey, J Mart, if you thought this wasn't coming to the channel, bro, here we go.
If you go back in the chat, I asked him, yo, what time are you going to be on? He said, I'm going to be on when I get home. He said, bet. This we have receipts of this. that was the second game.
All right, since we're talking about football, and I know we have a lot going on because this is heating up tremendously. First of all, what the heck is going on in the league nowadays? What the heck is going on in the league nowadays when stuff like this is real?
Oh no, no. That's
listen.
No, you don't understand. 14 seconds don't happen without Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
Hey, listen, it's the same thing I said as with the Bulls, bro. You can put in all the bids, you can do all the stuff you want to do. They still have to say yes. They have offered to make him the highest paid wide receiver in football. What else do you want me to do? like you understand the money Devontae Adams just got, right?
Yep.
But
they've offered to make him the highest paid wide receiver in football.
Here's my question. Why would you offer that when you have no one to get him the ball?
No. The Chiefs have offered to make him the highest paid receiver in football. Tyreek Hill is talking about turning it down.
The Chiefs have not offered that.
No, they did.
Fam, Ian Rappaport definitely just tweeted out another blockbuster trade. Chiefs would make superstar Tyreek Hill one of the highest paid wide receivers. Extension talks have stalled, and now Kansas City has given Hill permission to seek a trade.
So wait, what's going on with Ian and Shefty? Like, is Shefty throwing is Ian throwing a lob? Is Shefty just dunking that mug? Because
oh yeah, they've been working together for a minute on all these stories, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I thought it was competition, and I see them like retweeting each other. I'm like, wait a minute, what's happening here?
So he's throwing a lob and Shefty.
But nah,
I say this because this is interesting, but this is where I see a lot more players finally saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to go get paid. Because this is not about winning at this point. You don't go to Miami to say, hey, yeah, I want to win. You go to Miami to say, hey, I'm in Miami. I'm getting paid. It's hot all year round.
You're making a decision. He's got his Super Bowl ring. You're making a decision. That's what I mean when I say, like, we have to understand that, like, people can offer you the world. If you don't want the world, you don't have to take it.
Well, it depends on what the world is to you.
And that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it about
what
really
trying to do? Get 200 M? Just not.
I mean, essentially, probably, yeah.
You
know what I'm saying? Like,
I'll be honest with you. I like players, controlling their own narrative. I like players.
I like the NFL because I like it because of the news is coming from it. I don't care. He don't play for my team. Hey, listen, you telling me you taking a weapon away from Patrick Mahomes? Shout out to him. I'm not hurt. Hey, you know what? When I'll be hurt by it, if the Bears win a Super Bowl and then get to the point where somebody asks for 200 M's and they're like, I don't know if I can give you 200 M's, then I'll be like, man, I'm a little upset by this. We might lose my favorite wide receiver. Guess what? We ain't there yet. I don't care. Tyreek Hill, this is about making a decision. Like you said, making a decision that's best for him in his mind. It's going to be about, does he want to spend? Do the Chiefs want to spend the money that he wants to meet up with? And are they going to be able to essentially convince him to stay for either equal or more pay than what it is? You know what I'm saying? I don't think this is either side saying, we're trying to underpay Tyreek Hill. Like, the Chiefs aren't coming out here saying, like, we want to pay you the same as Allen Robinson got paid.
I do
You know what I'm
think
saying?
it's something to consider the fact that they paid Patrick Mahomes. In hindsight, they paid him market value. They just extended it 10 years, which is what
Oh,
people
and
don't understand.
he'll be on a as crazy as $50 million a year is to say. He'll be on a very team friendly
Hey.
deal by the end of it.
So
Very
real quick,
He kind of undersold himself if you really look at it.
Yeah.
So Pro Football Talk does say that it's gonna be the Jets and the Dolphins on Tyreek Hill, nobody else. The Packers are not involved, and the Chiefs are not looking for 2 first-round picks, but they're looking for a 1 and a 2. So basically, they want the Devontae Adams deal.
But Miami is putting a lot of people on. I mean, they just signed Armstead not too long ago. 5-year, what, 75 million? What did he get?
85, yeah.
5-year,
85.
85. So if they really believe 2 is it, I guess. I think Miami's going to get Baker, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think Miami gets Baker and they get Hill and they go make a run. It's not going to be a long run. It's not going to be a far run. It's going to be a jog. But I mean, it's a run.
And you know what? That's the thing, right? That's the interesting thing, because there's going to be a lot of people that try to follow the Los Angeles Rams track record of it, right? Go buy your quarterback, go buy your receivers, win a Super Bowl, and you have to understand that is an anomaly. There are not a lot of teams that pull that one off, because you overspend so much by getting rid of it that if that guy at any point does not work out, you're trying to figure out, oh, we gave up a lot and we have nothing to replace him with now. So that's now the anomaly. But the NFL's a copycat league. So you're going to see mugs like, I'm going to go buy my quarterback.
So
I'm going to go buy my receiver. I'm going to buy me a Super Bowl
have
ring.
to now, though. Because what happened in the past is players didn't get paid. Players didn't have the empowerment they have now. So the entire landscape of it all is changing. Now you not only have to buy him, you know, you have to buy him, and then the respect for these players has totally changed. We're no longer in the NFL of old. We're in a different era of NFL, and we just have to embrace it and roll with those punches.
Not really.
There is nothing, and the last couple champions kind of show you, outside of the Patriots, the last couple of champions kind of show you, hey, we're going to have to spend the money to do it. Tom Brady, they spent the money to do it. They did it, and they could have ran it back.
Yeah.
So I mean, they
about to this season.
Hey, once you see it work once, and you say, hey, Tom got treated like an employee, but Tom won without getting treated like an employee. Guess what? Here we are, and this may run its course for the next 5 years, and that's what's going to happen.
I think the difference is, though,
because that bill comes due.
I think the difference is that people don't realize is, like, Los Angeles and Tampa Bay really didn't buy their championships. They got Odell Beckham for no money. They literally paid him in Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin crashed. So they legitimately got that man for no money. They overpaid for Matthew Stafford, who we all looked at in Detroit and was like, hey, that's a game-changing player. He's just on Detroit. But nobody looked at Matt Stafford and was like, no, he can't play football. He's a bad football player. We were like, Detroit's an awful city to play football in. Get that man out of there. Save his life. The Buccaneers got Tom Brady. They got Leonard Fournette for what? $800K?
Nothing. They got Leonard Fournette for nothing.
Like legit $800K, and then they paid him. I don't even think they paid him yet since he's been down there. I think they got him like 2 years now for like 1.5 mil or something like that. Nothing crazy. They got Antonio Brown for like 2 mil because he just wanted to go win a ring with Brady. You know what I'm saying? You got Gronk. Gronk's the highest paid dude on the team. What did he get? 11 million for 2 years? And that's because it was like, hey, that's my boy. You know, you're going to pay him. Like they really didn't spend on that ring. That team was there. That team that won the Super Bowl is very similar to the team Jameis Winston threw 30 interceptions with. They bought a quarterback, and they bought a game-changing quarterback. And I think that's like Miami's going to try to replicate this, but you're going to try to replicate that with Baker. That's a very different player. That is a ridiculously different player. Now, the caveat is, say you do get Baker, say Miami does work out with that, and they get Tyreek. The good thing about Baker and Tyreek dynamic together is Tyreek makes Pat Mahomes look good, just like Pat Mahomes makes Tyreek look good. Pat Mahomes will throw a 5-yard pass to Tyreek Hill. He'll turn it into a 98-yard touchdown. Baker needs a guy like that to me for him to have that level of next level success. Don't y'all think?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the only reason why
I can
Aaron Rodgers
believe so.
like Aaron Rodgers is because of Devontae Adams.
You said you think a lot of Aaron Rodgers' success is because of Devontae Adams?
Now, I'm not saying that he wasn't great before, but I'm saying as of late, you look at the last 4 seasons. Yeah, that's Devontae Adams. There's a lot of times where he would just put that ball up and Devontae would get it, and we know where the ball is going.
Yeah,
we all know. All right, he needs this play. Look for Adams, and he'd be double covered. He still get the ball. Like,
yeah.
If it's not for that type of game changing player, Aaron Rodgers is not Aaron Rodgers. As we know him, he's not 2-time league MVP, not back-to-back league MVP, highest paid QB. Well, highest paid. Is he the highest paid? Yeah, he's the highest paid QB right now.
Highest paid, technically. How the contracts work out is so weird. It's like he's got the highest contract ever, and it's like, but he's not getting a $500 million contract. Oh, well, per season, based on incentives, and when you sprinkle some crack dust on the highest paid quarterback
What's
ever.
crazy
Like, what?
One of his second year contract, the second year of his deal is like $60+ million.
His second year, he'll definitely be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL.
By a large margin. He's gonna get paid more than a starter and backup.
They said that Baker,
no backup
Baker
on
Mayfield,
the team. Backup's your running back.
They said that Baker Mayfield camp is they're talking to Seattle right now.
And this is the weird thing, right? Because at this point they're probably just like nobody's giving you anything
I'm looking
crazy
at it right now.
Baker.
That was 2 hours ago.
No,
right,
I'm not saying you're wrong. You know, thank you for it, but I'll tell you this: Seattle is not where he needs to be.
No.
Whether it's where he needs to be or not, that's different.
Pete Carroll's gonna eat that man alive.
He don't. This is the thing, though. He doesn't have an NTC, so he's at the mercy of the team.
I think he needs to realize that. I'm really glad this is happening to him now because I think he does have a future here. I think he has a future. When I say here, the NFL.
In the NFL,
I think he's a great talent. When I say great, I mean he's a star talent. He has the ability to make the leap for star talent. I'm not saying he's going to be an all-time great. Let me pull that back a little bit. Reel that in.
Great. Hey, great is a big word, dog. Great is a solid for Baker Mayfield. He should be in the
I would
NFL.
say a little more than solid. I think he
should be an NFL starting quarterback.
I don't think he's a game manager. I think he has the ability to be a star, but there's level to stardom. You know, there's levels to start. Like, you know who technically should be a star but never got the love? He just got traded. Matt Ryan, stud, especially statistically. Matt Ryan is a stud.
That's true.
Matt Ryan was a star. Matt Ryan was just hanging out in the hood.
Would you say this? Like, I think that Matt Ryan didn't get the love just because Atlanta just still so in love with Mike Vick. That is just like, and unless you delivered us a bowl, you're not finna get that love that you see.
I hate to make these statements because it comes off so race baity, because it kind of is, but it's also a lot of truth to it. We in the urban community, black community, have kind of like the same prejudices at times. And if Matt Ryan was black, he'd have a whole different reputation.
Yeah.
When you put what he has done, the statistics, his completion percentage and stuff like that, if he was black, Atlanta would have embraced him totally different. I firmly believe that.
I don't. Why do we think Atlanta didn't?
I don't think they did. I think it would have been. I think
we realized Atlanta literally just took the "we don't want you to go through this" deal in the trade. Y'all like,
and you know how I feel about that.
Atlanta loves Matt Ryan. Like, even Matt Ryan be in the hood of hoods. Like, Matt Ryan be in Decatur. Like, they see that man posted up all the time. Like I don't think at all that Matt Ryan isn't loved down there. Is he loved on the same level as Mike Vick? No, but Mike Vick was a game.
He was
a video game character in real life.
Hey, whenever you got a thing,
listen. I'm
down
gonna be
in
honest with
Atlanta
you.
called the Michael Vick Experience, bro, and it's like it was an actual ride, fam. Like,
bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. I like Mike Vick more than most Bears players that have been in this city, bro. Like Mike Vick was that kind of player. Mike Vick was that level of entertainer. Like, this is all about being entertained. Mike Vick is more entertaining than most of what I've seen here in Chicago. Like, he's one of my favorite players just off of that.
Is Baker better than Carson?
Yeah, for sure.
He's better than Carson for several reasons.
Numbers alone, maybe not. If we're he said just looking at numbers alone.
Not numbers, but
he said so. Is Baker Mayfield better than Carson Wentz based on just looking at numbers alone? Looking at numbers alone, probably not, because doesn't Carson have a 50 touchdown season or a 40 something touchdown season when he was going to win MVP?
His
Carson's
MVP year.
years are behind him.
Oh, for sure. I think Carson's. I don't think Carson's mentality is strong enough.
Yeah, Carson's best years are behind. His best season was 27-7 for 4,000 yards in Philly.
Man, that felt like a lot more
close
touchdowns.
to that since then.
Hey, man, that felt like a lot more touchdowns than it was.
Well, he did go 27-7 in Indy for 3,500 yards, and he got injured. So I mean, maybe that's just tongue in cheek for me right now, but I don't know. He's so injury prone at this point that, I mean, how do you break both? What he did both? What did he tear?
He broke, bro.
He completed the pass.
He had a weird one at the beginning of the season. He tore, or did he break something in his foot, right? But it was like both feet or something like that. He had a weird injury to start the season.
2017 was Carson's best year. He did 33-7. 33-7.
Carson's best year was 33-7.
From a touchdown INT perspective,
yeah,
yards 2019. I don't know. It kind of depends on what you value the most. I do value the one thing I don't do is I don't put a ton of value on the TD to INT thing, just because. Now let me clarify this. It's not just on a QB for interception. So when I see someone with double-digit interceptions, but they have like a 3-to-1 ratio on their touchdown and TD, to me that's still a good QB.
Yeah, if you got a 3-to-1 ratio,
if you 2.5-to-1 ratio,
if you throw 33-11, yeah, you're good. If you throw 33-16, you're a good quarterback. Like, this is when you start to get into like you're throwing 35 touchdowns
and 25
interceptions. It's like, nah, you can play us out of a game for sure.
And so that's the difference between Aaron and a lot of QBs. Aaron would throw 30-40 touchdowns, but he have single-digit INTs. But Aaron is so methodical with his, like, he checks down.
The last time
we call Drew Brees have to check down. Do y'all watch Aaron play? Like, do y'all just sit? Like, I've watched 10 hours recently of Aaron Rodgers just throwing the football.
It's methodical.
Like, he has a lot of checkdowns.
Yeah, Carson is better than Baker by the numbers. Baker's best season was 26-8.
I think Baker's a better quarterback. This is the thing. I think Baker's a better quarterback because I think Baker believes that he's a better quarterback. I don't think Carson Wentz mentally is
I think he can lead a team.
Like y'all realize Baker Mayfield really thinks that he has the same level of clout as Aaron Rodgers, and he was going to hold out with the Browns. Baker Mayfield really think he that dude. Like
Baker, you are like Jameis Winston, but better. You have more likability. You ain't do all the dumb stuff because Baker does have
that.
Yeah, but Baker has a season where he has just as many. He has a 1-to-1 ratio of TDs and INTs as well. Now again, he was on the Browns, and I think that season they had the all line wasn't what it should have been.
Who, Baker?
Yeah, I think one season he was
that's
like 22 and 22.
That's before Stefanski was in there.
He was 22 and 21. Now here's one thing I will give credit for Baker. No one's credit for this. 4 different coaches.
Yeah, that's why I said. That's why I said,
That's
but
tough.
he didn't have Kevin Stefanski yet when he was coming in. And hey, listen, just listen to how Jay Cutler talk about his time at Chicago. He says the toughest thing was that every couple years you have to relearn a new system.
He had to do it 4 times.
While having no blocking. At a minimum, Baker had blocking.
He had to do it 4 times though.
Yeah.
The man ain't been in the league that long. They have 4 different coaches, though. It's not every other year for him. It's like every year.
That man has had a new head coach every year, a new offensive coordinator.
That's tough. You can't do that. And
That's
then at
why
the
I
same
tell Muzz,
time,
bro.
he had a new coach when he went 26-8.
Yeah. No. He
You
got
gotta
the
give
same head coach
the
as
hate
last
that
year.
he's getting. Like, I understand that they expected him to be a little more mature and stuff like that. But when you really dive into a situation, I'd kind of be pissed and outspoken too. You have no stability here. You want to talk about me? You better fix your goddamn organization and shut up. Like, what are we talking about here? You don't even know where you're going. But
They know where they're going now.
No, they know where they're going now. But I would, if I'm him, I would have a legitimate cause for concern. Like, I mean, a legitimate gripe with the Browns organization, because it's like, hey, let's not make it seem like you put some real stability here. You really did.
No, and listen, we're getting a glimpse into it, right? That's why I keep telling us, bro, outside of this show, and hey, listen, we ain't getting the recognition we deserve yet, but we'll get there one day. You know what I'm saying? Outside of this show, I Am Athlete is the best show on the internet because it lets you know what these people are really going through and what they're actually seeing. And I'll say this, I didn't know about what's his name show, the one that had
the Pivot.
What's your boy?
The Pivot
that had
podcast?
Michael Beasley on it.
The Pivot
podcast.
Bro, I wasn't ready for that interview, bro.
I didn't know about the Pivot podcast. But I mean, it's a lot of the same dudes from I Am Athlete, so it's not surprising that it's a good show.
Them two, I like the fact
but
that they did it.
It's such a insight, right? And they just had what was Buddy running back from Titans, 2,500 yards.
Johnson.
Huh?
Chris Johnson.
No. 2,500 yards.
You talking about you talking about the Pivot? Or you talking about
No, I'm talking about I Am Athlete.
I just listened to
that
it
was
last
Chris
night.
Johnson.
But who had cancer, right?
That was CJ, bro. That was CJ2K. You said running back. That's CJ2K.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Trent Williams.
No, I'm not talking about Trent Williams.
No,
First of all, for him to be a
back,
linebacker, he got drip for a linebacker. Like, for him to be a lineman,
you
like,
right,
we really don't see him.
Yeah,
but
I was for some reason I had his last name is Jackson. I don't know why. But yeah, Chris Johnson. I knew CJ2K. I'm like, no, he's right. But no. But when they released him, right, he was talking about what he went through when they released him. I don't think the episode's even out yet. Is it?
I just watched it last night.
Okay, full episode is out. Yeah. But he was talking about what he went through when they released him. And he said they knew I had an injury. They knew that I was doing everything I can. I never missed a practice. I was fighting as hard as I can to stay on the field. I stayed on the field, and they cut me. And they cut me with the stigma that we don't think that he's going to be able to hold up during an NFL season. And they knew what he was doing for the team.
He had a torn meniscus, and he was going to sleep every day for a year with Game Ready on, which is like this ice pack machine, kind of like crazy.
And he was doing everything he could just to give to the franchise to be on the field. That's why I look at Muzz like I understand the business side of it, right? It's probably not smart for the Atlanta Falcons to take a $40 million dead cap hit going into next season because it's going to be a wasted season. But I do respect them for doing it because they show respect to somebody that gave his all for the team. I do respect him for doing it. And so to me, like with Baker,
there's a lot of people that's not out here doing that though.
They're releasing Baker under the stigma that he can't do it. And I think we all knew. We're like, Baker's playing hurt. Now, Baker wasn't exactly I don't know if Baker's the quarterback that'll lead you to a Super Bowl and he's the reason you do it. But if you put him in a position with players around him, he can be successful. And we've seen that from Baker. And so to me, like, that's what you want to see. You want to see him go to a situation like that. More
Speaking of
consistent.
successful situations, if you don't mind, to pivot back to what we initially titled, and shout out for all 58 people who joined in, and know because this was a Bulls topic, and we didn't talk about Bulls initially at
Hit that
all.
like
That was
button, man.
my mistake. But going to successful situations, are the Bulls who we thought they were? Is this a successful situation for us based off of what our aspirations are, or is this, as Pat has been saying, a good, it's just appreciating the season for what it is? We got better, but we're just not there yet. What do you think this is?
You have to allow stuff to develop. And in 2022, we're not afforded that anymore. Coaches aren't afforded that. Players aren't afforded that. You have to have room for development. I get in the NBA, you can buy players and get them to come in, but you know how you do that? You win. The Bulls are taking the first step. They're winning. They're going to have a winning season. Half the people that were in there losing their mind last night are probably going to be right back on the train if the Bulls run off 5 straight wins in the next 5 games, which is absolutely possible. You have to allow things to develop. Are we a championship team right now? Nah. Did I get a little overexcited on that? Did I say, listen, if we add this and add that and add this, we could be a championship level team? Yeah, I did. I got excited. You know why I got excited? Because my team was beating mugs with half of a roster, with 25% of a roster. There's a mentality that comes with this, though. You have to go through the struggles to get to the successes. See, Bulls fans, this is the thing I keep saying. We remember 90 through 98. We exclude that part where Michael Jordan is talking about losing to the Pistons. We exclude that part where Michael Jordan is talking about losing to the Celtics. We exclude that part where Michael Jordan was hailed as the Russell Westbrook of his day. A scorer can't win an NBA title. We forget that because 90 through 98. Y'all realize Michael Jordan was drafted in 84, right? Y'all realize that, right? Like the 84 draft, most one of the best drafts of all time. Ton of Hall of Famers. Y'all realize that. That's 6 years.
I think the one caveat to that is Jordan didn't have a team to nearly 89, and then they won in 90. And then starts one of the most legendary runs you've ever seen. So I think that's the difference.
But even with that, you still had to build that team and develop that team. This might be that team. But they don't know. They haven't won nothing. They haven't done nothing. We're seeing right now that as the mentality has increased, the Bulls haven't met it.
Nope. I don't want nobody else on this team jumping on this bandwagon. I told y'all at the beginning, if you jump on this bandwagon, Baki, you got to hold that one. He's the future, remember? Y'all got to hold that. Nope. I want him in a Bulls jersey until it hurt.
I was definitely going to send a tweet out talking about, Baki said, I will say this though, I'm on board with P. Kid about Kobe White. When he gets to this offseason, he got to go this offseason. I will say this. I was going to send a tweet out and I was going to be like, all of us that were on like, I don't want to get rid of Kobe White. We holding that one. You can't leave.
Yep.
You can't leave. Hey, and that's the thing, right? Kobe is playing awfully. Nothing. Inconsistent as heck. I don't know what it is. And last night, here's the thing I'm not going to do, though. We're not going to blame people on this show. We're not going to blame people unnecessarily. They wanted to, the blame last night, and I heard Stacey King do this, and I don't like when announcers do this. They put the blame on last night's loss on Kobe White for fouling Covington in the first quarter. That is stupid.
Oh, yeah, I didn't like that one.
That can change somebody's whole. You want to know how narratives are created?
Like that.
That's how narratives are created.
Like that.
I love Stacey King. Stacey King is the reason that I call games the way I do with the excitement that I have because I love how he calls the game. I feel like he is the best announcer Chicago's ever had. Argue with your mama. Don't argue with me. To me, yeah, I don't fool with Harry Carey like that. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Okay, all right.
I don't fool with Harry Carey like that.
Okay,
Fam, you know why? Because
Got
this the
breaking
thing.
news.
Because this the thing. Harry
We got
Carey had
breaking
to do it
news.
drunk. Stacey King can do it sober. Like, Harry Carey, he be coming in. Have a beautiful day for baseball. Strike three.
I gotta say this. How
Hey,
you
Pat,
do
we
it?
got breaking news.
I don't care how you do it, as long as you do it. He could have been wasted every single time, drunken master and everything. He got it done. Now, mind you,
Hold on,
I'm not a
Steph, you
Harry
got some
Carey
breaking?
guy, but I just know that as I start to dive deep into this announcer thing, Harry Carey got like 3 restaurants downtown that are great, by the way. So,
Hey, you know
I
his
mean,
you
Stacey
know
got to
his
get a restaurant for
grandson.
me. I'm just joking.
Hey, you know his grandson's an announcer right now, doesn't even take on the name. Because apparently Harry was that much of a D-bag.
Hey, we got breaking news, bro.
All right, hold on. We getting the sounder going. Let's get it busting. Ringo J with the breaking news. We go out to veteran newsman Stefan Adon. What you got for us, Steph?
The Dolphins. Oh, wait, shoot. Hold up. Hold on.
Oh, come on, Steph. You got to have the news ready, baby.
Big, bro. Nah, my fault. I got it. All right, hit it again. Hit it again. The Chiefs are trading Tyreek Hill to the Miami Dolphins per Adam Schefter. The full picks are a first, a second, a 2021, a 2022 first, 2022 second, 2022 fourth, 2023 fourth, and a 2023 6th-round pick.
For a wide receiver?
They gave up 5 picks, dog.
For a wide receiver?
Hold on, wait. You got to run this back. They gave up the 29th pick in this year's draft.
So it's 29. It's 29 and 50 because I've seen that. It's 29 and 50 for this year.
They gave up 3 picks in this year's
receiver.
draft. They gave 3 picks in this year's draft, dog. They gave a first, they gave a second, and a 4th round this year. Mind you, this year does have some nice receivers. If you have a legendary QB who can get it to him, and they got a legendary QB. Hey, listen, that's too much of a haul to pass up. I say salute to the Chiefs.
Damn, I would have traded Tyreek last year.
I don't know about last year.
Damn, but you got to remember, bro. They have nobody on defense. They got to rebuild defense too,
bro. They don't have a quarterback, bro.
What are you talking? No, I'm talking about the Chiefs.
Fam, what are you trading for Baker?
To him.
What are you trading for Baker?
They got Tua. I told they sticking by Tua, bro.
Dog, Tua can't throw.
Tua can't play.
Yeah. No. Y'all trying to argue with me. I know this. I'm telling you, they just sticking by Tua.
We're just expressing our disbelief out loud. We're not arguing. We're just in big disbelief as to what the vision is. You got to paint the picture for me, baby. I got to sell me the dream. What are we doing?
No. I told Pat, bro. Outside of Mac Jones. He was successful this year. But bro, name me an Alabama quarterback that's actually been decent.
Bro, you got to go all the way back to freaking, what was it, Joe Namath? Didn't Joe Namath go to Alabama? Bro. Of course they committed to Tua. They ain't got no choice but to commit to Tua. Bro.
I do want to say this. They could still get Baker for cheap. And there are some other talents they can get at QB. Mind you, no one's looking at this. And Crit's right on this one. Shout out to Crit. They could still get Baker for a lot cheaper. Like, they're not going to have to give up much.
This is
picks.
true.
I will say this. They gave up too many picks this year because the Browns at least want 1 first-round pick. And guess what? They're going to get 1 first-round pick for Baker.
No.
He's worth 1 pick.
No, they gotta move Baker anyway. So they're not gonna get a first, but and nobody's biting. They might get a 5th, but I don't think the Browns have I don't think you can. How does trading picks work? Don't you have to freaking, like, you can't trade the same pick in like multiple drafts? They can trade. Like that?
They could trade. So they didn't trade any first round picks in 2023. So they can trade a 2024 first round pick. You can't do
They not
back to
gonna
back
give-
years.
Hey, if they might give him a first now. They ain't got no choice. You got to commit to somebody, bro.
And they already committed. They got their QB.
Bro. Now listen, heck of a wide receiver tandem.
All they need
But-
is a QB at this point.
And they got good
Yeah,
second.
but hey,
Are they gonna
hey,
hey, if they bring back Fitzpatrick, this might actually be good.
they got
Fitzpatrick
good
can actually
second,
get you 8 wins, dog. So you give him some beast, he can get you 10. I'm serious. I would want Fitzpatrick back in the Miami Dolphin uniform. I
bro,
really
I'm in
would.
disbelief. I can't believe they traded 5 picks for a wide receiver.
Where is Fitzy at? Where's Fitzmagic at? Is he
Fam,
still a free agent?
the Chiefs need to rebuild their
The
defense.
Commanders.
Hey, listen.
I agree with you, bro. I 100% agree. The Chiefs win. Listen,
Y'all,
this
Chiefs.
is AD trading Malcolm Brown for freaking or I trade Hollywood
Marquise
Brown for
Brown.
freaking Justin Fields, bro.
Yeah,
Fam.
wait, hey, time out. So are the Chiefs the worst team in the division?
Depends on
Yeah.
what they do in the draft.
Are the Chiefs the worst team in the division? No.
They were the favorites before they traded Tariq Hill. They're not the favorites anymore.
Think about the AFC West. They don't have a defense. Byron Pringle is gone. I'm just saying.
Hey, I'm in disbelief, bro. That's
To
mind-blowing,
get
bro.
Tariq Hill
what?
gets a 4-year, $120 million extension with $72 million guaranteed. Pay that man his money.
Shout out to
absolutely worth
Tyreek
it.
Hill.
He's absolutely worth it.
He's worth the money. I don't think there was ever a question that he's worth the money. I think that. I mean, I think it was one of them things where you had already. Now I feel like it's one of them you had already gotten the call that people were interested, and then you put the story out that we're kind of far apart on contract details. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to give us how many picks? We got to talk to
5?
Tyreek real quick. Get the
Look,
league on
you
the
want
phone. Yeah, don't worry
5
about
picks,
that,
you're
man.
gonna give me 3 for this year?
Fam, fleeced. Hey, listen.
They're gonna rebuild that receiver
Listen.
core in a heart. Dog, they're gonna rebuild their
Tua?
whole receiving core in the same season they trade Tariq Hill.
Bro, Tua, make me eat my words. You cannot say that they are not putting you in a position to be successful. You literally now have the ultimate check down receiver. You literally now have a deep threat. You've got your left tackle of your future right now at 30 years old.
You got a tight end.
Bro.
Hey, Muggs sleep on Mike Gesicki. Muggs think Mike Gesicki trash.
Oh, Mike Gesicki cold.
Now, here's the one thing I will say. This is where it's a double-edged sword when we talk about player empowerment and stuff like that. Because when organizations do go all in and they don't get the production, this is where you get stuff like, all right, we're going to cut people and stuff like that. This is where you get done dirty. Because guess what? The owners are absolutely paying these players. They're absolutely hearing people say, teams don't back their players. Guess what? You can't say they ain't did it with Tua. They back to 100%.
They fired the coach.
Cleveland
didn't like Tua.
Cleveland, for the most part, has backed Baker.
Yeah, Cleveland.
The coaching staff is different. He has it right there. But they've backed him a lot.
Listen,
so when you get done dirty because you ain't perform, I don't want to hear it. You get fired like the rest of us get fired. You just get millions behind it.
I'm just saying, yeah, Jarvis Landry and Julio are still available, but
Julio is still going to the
Julio can't stay on the field. If I'm going there now, like I would have to be his number one.
Julio is either going to the Bucks or the Chiefs. I don't see him going nowhere else.
Like if I'm Julio, I'm going to the Bucks. If I'm Jarvis, I'm going to the Colts.
Hey, listen, it's all about
back to the Browns.
Listen, whether they believe in him or not, I don't think Tua can play. I don't think what's his name was wrong.
That's
now
a
the
fact,
Chiefs
though.
going to need to draft a wide receiver just like the Packers in the first round. It's looking bad for the Bears getting a good wide receiver on the second round. Not really. It's so many receivers in this draft, bro. I got a lot of draft stuff coming y'all way as well, bro. A lot of draft content.
The
I've been looking
top
through all the
10 are
tapes
gonna
and
be
stuff like
gone
that.
by the time we get there.
is a
Bro,
receiver
it's so deep, bro.
and
They're
D-line
going to be
draft,
drafting
bro.
receivers in the fifth round that are going to make an impact, that are going to be 2s and 3s.
Wow.
There's
need a
going to be
one.
receivers in the 5th and 6th round that's going to be 2s and 3s. But I'm saying, we're talking about the 5th round. By the 2nd and 3rd round, there'll be an opportunity to get somebody. Fam.
And the thing is
Wow.
too that I feel like we forgetting. I feel like mugs forget. They still have McCole Hardman. Like, you don't move off. I don't think you okay this unless you think Miko finally took that step where it's like, all right, you know what I'm saying? We got him in the building. I feel like he took that leap. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
The Chiefs are in a
But-
really good position. Like, I don't feel bad about this trade.
Listen.
Like, if the Chiefs got fleeced, I would be like, oh, why did they do it? They absolutely still have
they won.
the best tight end in the game, or top 2 if you want to argue that. One of the best QBs in the game. You know, their team just clicked for some odd reason. They got a chance to rebuild everything around them as well with all the picks that they got back. Like, you couldn't get anything else but a king's ransom, and they got it.
Fam, I'm amazed
impressed.
they got it, bro. I'm amazed they got it, bro.
They got
Cornelius
trade
said
pieces now. They could trade them.
He said those picks are not turning into Tyreek Hill. No, but you know what? You can survive moving on from Tyreek Hill by building up your defense. You've still got Kelsey. You've still got Mecole Hardman. You've still got Patrick Mahomes. Let's not get it confused. The guy who's the most important in all of this. You've still got Patrick Mahomes. The biggest question mark is still, is their offensive line fixed?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
You got enough picks to even draft for that.
And now you got the picks to fix your offensive line. You know what I'm saying?
Now see. Hey,
and they just signed Juju,
who's
a 2, but still he's a someone who actually can make the league.
But you know what? You needed it.
Oh my God! Hey, time out.
You forgot about Juju, didn't you?
Tyreek Hill is gonna get 25 M's a year.
Yeah, he should.
25?
Yeah. Do you know what Devontae Adams is making? He's making about 25 M's a year.
I don't know about that. Now that part I don't know about.
I don't know if I put Devontae Adams and Tyreek Hill in the same class, but
because they're not.
As far as game changers, I say Tyreek Hill's a better game changer.
I don't know about that.
Shoot.
I don't know about that.
Hey, dude, listen. Tyreek Hill worked every bit of that money. Every bit of that money.
Hey, listen. I mean, we're talking about, for me, it's a difference between $5 million. If it's 28.5. 28.5 million is what Tyreek Hill's getting there. That's crazy. He's the highest paid wide receiver in football.
Every bit of that money.
Hey,
come on now.
Crazy, bro. I don't put Tyreek in the same class as Devontae Adams.
Nah, because it's. Would you say he's even is he top 5?
Who, Tyreek? Yeah, Tyreek's top 5. Let's see. Devontae.
1,200 yards. 1,200 yards, 111 receptions.
I would say
average yards is 11 yards.
I would say Devontae. I would say your boy that we was arguing about yesterday, Cooper Kupp.
Tyreek Hill has better numbers.
Tyreek Hill's top
4
5
years than Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
Over the last 4 years, Devontae Adams had 1,500 yards last season. How many yards Tyreek Hill have?
Tyreek has last 5 years, Tyreek has averaged just about 1,000 yards.
Yeah, in the last 4 seasons, Devontae Adams has averaged 1,300 yards.
Let's do it. Let's do that math online. Hold on.
He had the one drop off where he played 12 games and got 900.
So if we go by the last 5 seasons, Tyreek Hill has cracked 1,000 yards 4 times, and Devontae Adams
played 12 games and he got 900.
So if you go by the last 5 seasons, Devontae Adams has cracked 1,000 yards 3 times. Tyreek Hill has cracked it 4 times.
Crit, you petty, bro.
Yeah, and he was what, 200 short or
He was
100
3
short?
yards short of cracking 1,000 yards in 2019. Let's be
That's
clear.
what I'm saying. But kid, how many games?
No, they don't, BJ.
He got hurt. That's what I'm saying. He didn't play the full season.
I don't see any problem with Tyreek Hill getting that.
I don't see. Listen.
Tyreek
Get your
Hill
money,
had
brother. I'm not
a
tripping on.
1,500-yard season with 87 receptions.
Hey, get your
That's
money.
tough, dog. Come on.
Hey, I just said to me, Devontae Adams is the best wide receiver in football.
I will put Tyreek Hill as the top 3.
I'd agree with that.
I would say I got Cup as 1 right now. I got Adams as 2, and I got Hill as 3.
I got Coop number 1.
I'd say that because I feel like
one.
what's his name? I feel like what's his name fell out of the top 5 because they don't get him the ball enough. D-Hop. They use D-Hop as just an over-the-top weapon. It pisses me off. It's so wild. I hope that Deshaun want that old thing back. I hope Deshaun want that old thing back.
Unfortunately, every time we try to go back to the Bulls, something happens and we end up talking about football anyway. Like,
but you saw Odell say he openly coming back to the Browns.
Well, yeah, we'll see. Is that done? Odell is talking to the Browns about a possible return. That's not surprising to me.
He talking to him about coming back.
That's not surprising.
To the Giants. Sure, I'll take anybody over Kenny Galladay right now.
I bet you would. Hey, listen, Kenny Galladay is not the problem. The problem is the guy trying to get Kenny Galladay the ball. All right, listen. That's wild, bro. I don't even know how to get back to the Bulls off of that. Do y'all think that the Bulls are who we thought they were? Do y'all think that they're just in the beginning of this?
I think the Bulls are just in the beginning of what?
Do y'all think that we're just at the beginning of a process, or do you think that this is do you think that basically that this team is going to be built like how we've seen teams built? If they're not successful in the first couple of years, we're going to change. We're going to have major change in the organization. I mean, what we've seen with Brooklyn, what we saw in Houston, not really Houston. Houston was riding for a while. What we could possibly see down in Atlanta coming this season. I mean, I think they could be looking to make a coaching change already. And we're talking about a year and a half into Nate McMillan, and I don't agree with it.
Okay, real quick. I don't mean to get off of this, but this is absolutely the last thing.
Well, here we go.
So they say overall the deal is 4 years with an extension of $120 million.
That's fine. I'm not tripping on his money. I'm tripping on what they sent back. You know why you can do that? Hey, listen. That's it. That's if you believe in Tua. You know why you can do that? Because Tua's on a rookie deal. That's what you want to be able to do.
Yeah.
I want my wide receiver to make more than my money when he's on his rookie deal. Because by the time you fall off, I can ship you out and pay my quarterback.
Oh man.
I'm going to say this, controversial, but I'm willing to die on this hill. For the role that he's filling for us and what we got out of it, we could have kept Wendell Carter Jr.
Oh, he was just talking about this the other day, bro.
There we go. It's so dumb.
Could have got it. Now listen,
it's so dumb.
Here's no. Here's the reason why I say it, because this is what I'm saying. Somebody has to take the back seat. Someone has to play third fiddle. And I'm not killing Vooch because Vooch is a good third fiddle. But if you're not going to use Vooch like you should be using Vooch, you should have just kept Wendell Carter and all that stuff. Because we're not using Vooch the way we should be using Vooch. I ain't tweaking because guess what? When we against, I saw it in the game. I watched the game last night. Vooch got off early against the Bucks. Then we went away from him. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
No, I agree with that.
How many games have we said the same thing? We go to Vooch, then we go away from him. Go to
We
Vooch, you
said
go.
that
So if you're
about
not
what,
going to use them, why did you
30
trade for him?
some games this season?
Yeah.
Why did you trade for him?
No, I agree with you. That I do
30
agree with.
some
You
games this
need
season?
to use Vooch more. You need to figure out Vooch more.
If you're not gonna play it inside
Jay
out,
Chris
everybody like. And here's the thing, though. But as soon as I say the facts, everybody's opinion and their soul changes. Don't worry about it. I know I can down the hill alone in
No.
public. But in your
Hey,
soul,
listen.
what I
I
just
don't
said
agree
makes
with.
sense.
I don't agree with you at all. I would rather have a better player and not use him than have a worse player and not use him, because Wendell Carter is absolutely a worse basketball player, and that's okay to say. But I do agree that we're not using Vooch the way that we need to, and I think that's a Bulls schematic problem. If there's anything we can put on Billy, I think that's the one thing we can put on Billy, that he doesn't focus in on the hot hand. The thing you notice with Brooklyn is when Kyrie's cooking, guess who's touching the ball? Kyrie Irving.
Here's why I'm coming with this take.
Well,
is Wendell Carter not more athletic?
Sure.
Yeah.
Has he not taken a step forward in his game?
Sure.
He has.
Yeah.
When he plays Vooch, does he not seem to dominate Vooch? They call it personal, whatever, but he absolutely.
Yeah.
Have you all watched Orlando play?
Yeah, you know.
I mean, we seen 50 get dropped on their head religiously this season, but
you know why I don't really like we see 50 get dropped on their head.
I was just making a joke.
Okay, Kyrie dropped 8 threes. He didn't get 8 whole legendary layups on Wendell Carter. He dropped 8 threes. He torched their guards.
They was still attacking the paint. He was still cooking in the paint. He was still cooking in the paint.
A lot of attacking the paint.
Watch the games. If you watch the game, if you even go back and watch Kyrie Irving's 50 and 60-point game on Orlando.
Watch the deep base.
It's all perimeter based. That's what makes it so crazy. He torched them from 2 and 3 from the perimeter. It's not a whole lot of in the cup on your big man. He does have some. Don't get me wrong. But it's Kyrie. He finishes on anyone in the league. But he torched their 3. But if you watch the games, you watch how Wendell has progressed, he's gotten better. He sucked with us. And that's cool to say. But you know who also sucked with us? Campaign.
I disagree that he's gotten better.
Campaign now, when Chris Paul is down, has an average of, he had a couple of stretches where he was averaging 10 assists a game.
He's averaging 10 assists right now.
People can change and evolve in the league.
That's a very
now
different
Campaign
play.
is different.
He got
don't
better.
Get me wrong.
Campaign
to me is still Huff. Don't get me wrong.
He said Huff.
Wendell to me honestly makes more sense, and he has evolved in his game. So from what we see, if we had given it time, it could be one of those things where, you know what, we should have kept him.
I think that for me, I feel like I'm with Pat on this one, because it's just like I don't think that they need to go back and look how other teams run the pick and roll. I would say somebody like, Memphis, or you know what I'm saying, what Atlanta does with John Collins, at least a little bit, because it's not the Bulls don't run it well to me. Like the Bulls don't run it like anybody else in the league to me. I feel like that's one of the issues. Cause yeah, they don't give Vooch the ball when he's hot. The other thing is too, I was listening to I was watching the game yesterday, and I just heard them talking about the effort, and Muggs like, did anybody else hear them say, "Oh yeah, I'm proud about the effort that the team put forward"? And I'm just like, hey, bro, you do know that they getting clapped right now. Like,
not only did they get clapped,
Pat Connaughton is taking you to Pat Connaughton and Grayson Allen is taking you to the basket. Troy Brown Jr.
Drew Holiday was putting up some stuff where it was like he was getting fouled the whole way, and it was just falling.
Hey, that's different.
Drew Holiday is just strong as heck.
The players you can't do nothing about don't bother me. You can't do nothing about Giannis. For everybody that comes out and they're like, they need to do this to stop Giannis. I need y'all to go down to the NBA main offices, start applying for jobs. Because if you figure out how to stop Giannis Antetokounmpo, you need to be an NBA head coach. There's a reason y'all sitting here on YouTube with us. Because we can say, oh, Billy needs to adjust this and do that. Did y'all see the shots that Drew Holiday and Giannis was hitting? Let's talk about things that actually matter that we can stop.
They hit some unbelievable.
And another thing,
Pat Connaughton coming in and torching you up. Now, granted, he only hit 3 shots, but they were 3 shots that hurt you.
Yeah. I want to bring this to light too, because DeMar DeRozan and Alex Caruso both said this. It's not a talent issue. This is not executing.
It's a mentality.
This is what happens when you have injuries throughout the season and you have long stretches of where you kind of just do what works for the moment. And that when you finally get everyone available, you get lost in it. You got to really realize that a lot of good things happen to this team. Like if we don't have the injuries we have, Ayo doesn't take the leap that he takes.
Yeah. Agreed.
Now we know we have a star. His progression would have been delayed coming off the bench, and it'd have been a lot more. He's been starting like half the season.
And y'all understand, like, y'all understand he's exhausted. He's still your starting point guard. They moved him to the bench the last couple of games. He's exhausted.
He's tired. Absolutely.
Like, it's hilarious to me. Like, here's the thing, right? The mentality raised and the Bulls didn't raise their mentality. And that's the problem. Like, you can't – Zach LaVine is one of the best scorers in the NBA at 70%. Zach's not healthy. And he still dropped 30 points the other night. Now, versus these better teams, guess what? He's not able to do that because they have players that are on his level.
They have better
when
schemes.
We play the I think the thing is, right, like, the shots that normally fall for the Bulls on teams that are on our level and have fallen all season don't fall against those better teams. But we keep forcing them. We don't change it up. We don't go to the hot hand. That's my biggest problem with Billy. There's not a demand to go to who the hot hand is. And that's always been Billy's problem. There wasn't a demand to go to the hot hand when you lost 3-1. Right? But it's a growth. It's all a growth. It's all about moving forward. There are steps to this. Have the Bulls hit their wall for this season? Maybe. Maybe they have. Does that mean that this team is never going to be able to figure out how to play basketball and win championship basketball? And what people don't think about is you think that this is all just a one-season thing. This is not 2K. This is a multiple season thing. You know what's going to happen next season? The Bulls are going to go out in free agency and probably add somebody. You might see them add somebody major. The NBA is an ever-changing thing. And for the first time in a long time, the Chicago Bulls are a winning organization, and Chicago's a destination that people enjoy being in and want to come to. Because if you win with the Chicago Bulls, you're a god. We have to be realistic about where we are. This is not Portland. This isn't Milwaukee. Milwaukee is the NBA champion.
Wait, Portland?
Yeah, Portland. What I'm saying is nobody wants to go there.
Oh, okay. I'm like, hey.
Milwaukee's the NBA champion. And the best player they got this offseason was who? Now, granted, you don't have to add a ton when you're the champion. You don't want to change up your core when you're a champion.
I would say Robert Covington.
They didn't get Robert Covington.
No,
Robert Covington's on the Clippers.
I mean, they tried. Now, I was talking about, like, you talking about pickups or?
I'm talking about on Milwaukee right now. Or even last year.
Oh, I thought we were still on Portland. My fault.
No, I'm just using them.
Really do nothing.
I'm just using them as an example. You know what I'm saying? Like Giannis is legitimately the best player in the NBA. To me. I think KD is still okay. KD is the best player in the NBA. KD's just been hurt. Giannis is number 2 in the NBA right now. I had to walk that one back. Giannis is number 2 in the NBA right now. And he's adding to his game every single year. And Muggs don't really want to go to Milwaukee. In fact, your best player said, hey, I'm going to go to – your best defender said, hey, I'm going to go to Miami. Like, it's not a slight to him. It's not a slight to Giannis. It's not a slight to what the Bucks have built. But if we're being real, there's not a lot of people getting in line to go to Miami. You can get people to Chicago if you've got a real organization.
There's not a lot of people in line going to Miami.
My bad, Milwaukee. You can get people to Chicago if you've got a real organization.
Hey, but you know what? To even buffer your point, I'm gonna tell you like this. I mean, it was the same thing that could you can say that about Portland. I mean, it's not a lot of people, and I told you this when Zion got drafted. It's not a lot of people that's trying to go to New Orleans.
Exactly.
And Zion is going to be the first person to not sign the rookie extension. I want y'all to like. I know that's probably not major news because he hasn't played, but that's actual major news. Like nobody's lining up to come to the Pelicans. So I'm going to leave.
And that's what I'm saying, right? Like, what did he say? Thanos said we picked up Grayson Allen, Serge Ibaka. We didn't need to change much. We didn't care about people coming here for the glam. We're about winning. That's fine. But y'all didn't have a ton of options either. And those were trade pieces, yeah. They didn't have an option to go there either. They had to go there. But it's not a slight to Milwaukee at all. They've won a championship by building internally. That's a good way to build. Guess what? There didn't used to be people that wanted to go to Golden State. I'm not saying that people will never want to come to Milwaukee. Didn't nobody used to want to go to Golden State? But what I'm saying is, like, Chicago's a place where if you're winning and if you can get your team on point and you can get your team moving in the right direction, people will want to come to Chicago. This is step one. Mm-hmm. You got to be winning to get people to want to come to Chicago. The amount of people that believed in AK and Zach LaVine enough to come to Chicago that we got, let's be real, we signed Lonzo and we signed DeMar. At the time, Lonzo was somebody that the NBA was looking at as, oh, he's a nice role-playing piece. And DeMar was kind of the same thing at that point in his career. We didn't like we paid them major money because we believed in them, but that wasn't the big free agency fish at the time. Lonzo, maybe. I feel like Lonzo was kind of big for New York. They were salty they didn't get him,
and we didn't really throw a big bag at Lonzo. We paid him.
No, Lonzo getting 80. Lonzo got a very, very agreeable contract.
Like we paid these people market value, and we have to realize what market value means, right? The market they're in dictated that this is the type of money
we paid DeMar over market value.
We pay who?
We paid DeMar over market value.
No, we didn't. We paid him 80 over 3.
He only got 80. I thought DeMar cleared 100.
No.
What's DeMar contract?
Vooch, I think, is at 100.
Well, Vooch got his contract from Orlando.
Vooch is 100 over 4.
Yeah, he getting 25?
25 a season, which is, again, market value for an all-star big.
3 for 82, so he getting 26 million. Oh, that's what it is. The numbers work out the same, basically. He getting 26 mil a year. So, yeah. But even that's not, like, y'all realize this is a win. We want to win now. We want to be competitive now. But we also realize that if we're going to be successful, that dude Zach LaVine over there has to be great. And for him to be great for us, he got to be here. For him to be here, you got to show him that you want him to be here by putting players around him.
Someone between the two of them has to say, hey, you have to go. What I mean by that is one of them has to decide who leads the charge. The Heat don't work if Dwayne Wade and LeBron James are battling over who takes the shots. Dwayne Wade
100%.
literally said, "Hey, you need to be the guy."
Even then, 06, Shaq said it. We not going to the chip if we don't get Dwayne the ball.
Gary Payton had to pull him to the side and say, "Let that young fella rock."
Yeah.
And Shaq should have learned that, because that's what Shaq's biggest regret is about Kobe. I didn't let him be Kobe.
Yeah, but at that time he was trying to get more than Kobe, so they was still competing at that time. It's different. He realized that now.
Yeah, hindsight's always 20/20.
Yeah,
It's crazy, but like the best chance he had of being legendary, the best chance Shaq had at being Kareem was if he had took the backseat to Kobe,
yes,
and it was already happening.
they would have gone down as the
playoff run. Look at it. Shaq was dominant, but you can't say I carried you if my coworker is averaging just as much as I am.
No, they would have gone down as the best tandem of all time.
They would have, but that's still Magic and Kareem, because they got it done.
Yeah,
More time.
no facts. They would have gone down as the best 10. They would have won 8.
I think they could have.
Like even just looking at the NBA there, they would have still blazed through the Western Conference. Maybe you know what? They would have took 2 from. We would look at the Spurs different. They would have took 2 from the Spurs.
So
we would look at Tim Duncan completely different.
Zach, I keep telling you, when Zach plays aggressive and Zach stays in the hunt and on, you see what happens. DeMar isn't having as efficient of a game, right?
And Zach can't play as aggressive on the second of a back-to-back.
Someone has to do it. You can't have 2 wing players that need the ball like that succeed. It hasn't really worked. It didn't work in Portland.
Zach has
it's barely working in Boston. Name a last time. It doesn't even really work in Golden State because Steph is a point guard. Steph is a point guard. They don't even play him like a wing player. Yeah. Which is why you don't have that tandem of Steph and what's that man's name?
Clay.
Thank you.
I got you.
But it didn't work. Like, look at the only team that had a very similar setup was Dame and CJ. It didn't really work. It worked, but it didn't. They got far,
but you know what?
They couldn't get over the hump.
But you know what the thing is though?
I feel like
Ime Udoka, like if you want to talk about the Celtics, like Ime Udoka told them, hey bro, even Marcus Smart told them, hey bro, all y'all gotta do is stop playing in the crowd. Y'all don't have to play in the crowd. And just make sure you pass the ball and trust your teammates. Like,
yeah. We
here for a reason. It's not like they can't get it done. So now you look at that and you look at the fact Jaylen Brown was already bought in on defense, but now you see Jason Tatum actually doing it. That's why those 2 are thriving right now. That's
because he's also hurt.
But he also told Jason, hey bro, like this is you. Like this is you. This is your thing, and he's absolutely taking control of that.
Yeah.
So for that, I gotta give him credit.
And to me, like I look at their games and I say that the they play different enough for it to work, right? They play different enough. DeMar and Zach. They play different enough for like DeMar. Like let's be real, Zach is a 3-point shooter. Zach is a 3-point specialist. When he's healthy, Zach LaVine is what's he shooting right now from the 3? He's hurt right now. He's shooting what?
I'll check it out.
37%, something like that. 38%.
I thought he was 40.
He might be at 40%.
Nah, Lonzo is the only one that's at 40 right now.
Lonzo, he ain't played nothing to knock him out of 40. Yeah. How's he at 40%?
Taking no shots.
We're gonna finish out this season at 40%, and that's why I always respected Kyle Korver, right? Because Kyle Korver,
no, he's directly at 40. It's just 40% not now.
Zach LaVine.
Yeah. He's a 3-point specialist. I do these numbers, baby.
He's a 3-point specialist. DeMar DeRozan wants to live inside. That works beautifully together. To me, the biggest problem with Dame and CJ is they the same dude. Dame is just better. Like Dame's a little bit. Hey, the reason Dame and CJ have a difference is because Dame can shoot from the logo and CJ don't.
Well, he just expanded his range.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but the range don't matter. Like, he gonna shoot from the logo or he gonna shoot at the line. It's still a 3-point shot. But Zach is threes, and he can get to the bucket whenever he wants to when he's healthy. DeMar DeRozan is mid-range, and DeMar DeRozan, he only goes to the bucket. If you notice, DeMar really only go to the bucket if it's a fast break or if he pump fake you all the way out of your Nikes, and then he do the step through lay. DeMar really not driving a ton to the bucket. What do you say? Bullshit, Kevin Durant. Yeah, hey, Ryan, let's do it.
Stop.
Let's do it, brother. Yeah, hey, we should. Sure, let's do it. But no, like I look at this team as this is all about moving in the right direction with the right steps. It's step one, baby. It's step one. Bulls fans, it's okay. We're gonna be okay, and it's okay.
Hey, listen. We are going to make the playoffs, and it's going to be great experience for Zach. I want to see how Zach responds to it. I want to see how Io responds to it. DeMar has already been there. Tristan's already been there.
Yeah.
Well, they got rings. So it's going to be good experience.
Well, he got a ring.
He got Alex Caruso got a ring.
Alex Caruso got rings, and Tristan got rings. Yeah. And so I think what happened is there was a bunch of people. Like AK was like, hey, we need to have an impact this season. But I truly believe when he says, I'm not done, this team's going to look different.
He's not done. Hey, I want y'all to understand this. Now, I don't think it's going to happen because European players generally don't move because of the loyalties of country, and they kind of bring that over to the Americas usually, and when they play with American teams. You don't really see. But listen, if it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. If you can get that connection of, hey, I'm the guy that believed in you and took you in the second round, and you're a superstar now. If you can finesse that, and you never know with NBA players, you get Jokic in this mug.
Hey, kid. That's the only jersey we gonna see him cop that he's going to religiously wear. Because it's a big. Just because it's a big.
Hey. You know what?
Just because it's a big.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Nah, y'all know the style of big I like, though. It's not really nobody with that style no more. I want somebody that's going to punish you. Like, Jokic really ain't going to punish you unless you turn your back on him.
But here's the problem, though. You want to know why I don't want him? Because everyone around him now has to placate to him.
Yeah, he becomes the best player on the team.
Oh, he's the best player. He's basically the best player in the league. No one gives him credit.
You're supposed to placate to the best player on the team.
So how they use Vooch versus how you use Jokic, you gotta understand. Big man, that's not happening.
It's totally different. But the thing is, Vooch on this team is probably the third best player.
Maybe.
Probably out of the three of them, though, which is the sad part. Out of the three, I'm probably the best facilitator. The part that pisses me off is that they don't use Vooch. They don't have confident enough shooters on the team to use Vooch the way that Vooch would be great. And the biggest thing is, like Kobe White last night, Vooch found Kobe White 5 times. In the post, gets the ball down low, boom, back to the basket, double team come, kick it out, wide open, Kobe White, ping. That's how you lose a game last night. Like, everybody's like, Kobe White foul in the corner. That was stupid. That's a bad narrative. Don't start that. You lost the game last night because the Chicago Bulls, like they haven't done since the Sacramento game, since really before that, but since the Sacramento game, they don't knock down shots. How'd you get down 20? It wasn't because Sacramento was running you out of the gym. It's because you went down on the other end and you were putting up terrible shots. And they were open shots and you were missing. How'd you lose? How'd you almost listen, if Toronto played better, we'd have lost that game.
Fact.
The reason we won the Toronto game is because Toronto also was missing shots.
If Toronto wasn't tired, they would have lost.
The best facilitators on our team is the rookie. Io finds Vooch in that pocket every rep. He runs that pick and roll with Vooch to perfection.
But the thing is, But the thing is, off of that, like that's where it starts, right? You need a great facilitator at point. He kicks it to Vooch. Off of that, Vooch finds a wide open 3-point shooter so often, and they miss.
Hey, I'm gonna say this though. The Nuggets team right now, and if you add Jokic to this team, I mean they do look. I'm not gonna say they mad similar, but they do got some similarities.
It's the same team. No, you can say it, mad similar.
Like
Zach LaVine is Michael Porter Jr.
Javonte Green, Jeff Green, like they're going to play defense. It's
the only reason why I don't see it happening is because MPJ coming back is a big deal. I know it's gonna be next season, but this season is done for Denver. All right,
he's gonna grab his jersey too. He gonna grab
Michael Porter Jr. coming back.
I grab an MPJ jersey.
And
I've been
Jamal
watching
Murray, who people like to write off, but Jamal Murray is who we hoped Kobe White would have been. Jamal Murray is leaps and bounds better than
I just feel like they won't win there. I don't know if here's the thing: Jokic isn't coming here because
the money.
You see a lot of the European-born players; they stay where they at. You haven't seen a lot of our European-born stars move. Like I don't think we've seen any of them move. To be honest with you, they traded Sabonis. Sabonis didn't want to leave.
Yeah, plus
he was in the best situation. Indiana just wasn't trying to be patient.
Yeah,
Indiana had a squad. I don't know what
they traded Sabonis. Sabonis didn't want to leave. Jokic is still there. Luka re-signed. Giannis re-signed. Who are some of our other European stars? Is that it?
I will say this though: the reason
Porzingis was traded everywhere.
The reason you don't see a lot of movement there is simply because that ownership, that coaching staff, when they see that value, they go all in. There's not, Giannis. People don't even talk about this. Giannis has his brother on the team. He had both brothers on the team at one point.
Hey, what Chuck
he
said?
Has his family in the league. Chuck
said. Hey, Chuck said, long as that man's still playing, they'll always have a job.
Hey, he don't get no tick except for blowouts.
Hey, Thanasis be there for
more it was
support.
so depressing because in the chat tonight, they was blowing that out, and everybody was like, "Oh, Thanasis getting ticked tonight."
He getting ticked tonight.
Here's the crazy thing: Thanasis can play.
Bro, he actually can.
He could be Julius Randle if they let him evolve a little bit. He really could.
He actually can play. But even that, like Thanasis want to be with his brother.
Which means he's willing to take less to be on the bench to root for his brother. Which, coming from where they come from, I wholeheartly respect.
I rock with it.
As a family, guess what? All of them go back home.
It's tight.
And they're the men.
But even look in history.
Games checked.
Even look in history, right? Manu Ginobili could have went and been a starter somewhere. He stuck it out. He stuck it out in San Antonio.
His best opportunity was in San Antonio.
Whatever ever, bro.
His best opportunity to win a ring was in San Antonio for sure. But he could have went and been a starting shooting guard on somebody's team.
And in the early 2000s, it was still about the rings.
Manu would have started, bro. That man would have been absolutely dropping people off.
He'd have been dropping us off. But he wanted to stay. Dirk Nowitzki stayed 20 years down in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Like that, you see that a lot from European-born players. They stick it out. They rock with their team. So I don't think there's going to be movement, but I think, hey, AK is going to be in his ear. Hey, man, I picked you second overall, baby. Come on now. You showed me that leg. Nobody else believed in that leg, dog. Nobody else believed in that leg. I believed in that leg.
It's one of those things where I love the idea. I think the best opportunity for us, honestly, is going
to Bradley Beal. Trade DeMar. No,
I would trade DeMar for Bradley Beal.
I'd trade DeMar for Bradley Beal. I don't think it would work together. I think you'd be in the same situation.
Bradley Beal was more of a downhill player.
Yeah, but you'd be in the situation with then you become the Portland Trailblazers.
I would love to see.
Because Brad actually get to his spot and get to where he gotta go. But whereas Zach hasn't. I would say Zach hasn't completely figured it out yet. Because Devin Booker is a 3-point shooter, but he absolutely loved that mid range.
Devin Booker has made the leap. When I keep telling people, Devin Booker, when you sit there and talk about people whose games look like Kobe, from Kobe's prime shooting, the net wouldn't move at
And
times.
I told y'all this 2 years ago. Y'all laughed.
I keep telling people.
Y'all tweaking. He not better.
Kobe's prime from the mid range was leaps and bounds better than DeMar's.
Ringo, this the thing. This the thing. You told us that he was better than Zach at a time that he wasn't better than Zach.
Who?
He absolutely was better than Zach. Though.
No, Devin. I'm talking about Ringo.
No, he absolutely was better than Zach. I told you the comp should have been him. I told you the comp should have been him and Bradley.
He wasn't better than Zach.
He wasn't better than Zach last year. This year, I will say he's better than Zach.
This year, he's better. Listen, last year he was better than Zach, but
I disagree
before.
Well, last year he had Chris Paul getting him in the right spots, telling him when to shoot.
Last year, you know what? And this is the point that I wanted to circle back around to with Wendell Carter Jr. because the funny thing is we give people credit for evolving. Well, hold on. We give people credit for evolving when they play with higher IQ people, but we get to see the effects of it. Devin Booker took a leap in his game because he plays with a higher IQ person. Chris Paul can retire right now, and he needs to be on someone's coaching staff. That's how much he impacts the organization. Period. The way he can connect with every generation of basketball player now, you really don't see it. He's the old guy who can connect with the young guys that commands respect, but he don't do it in a way that like I'm sonning you, and he just connects. That is a skill. You can't teach that.
I don't know. Because I hear a lot of players talk about Chris Paul, and they do not like this man. And that's people that have played with him as well.
Competing against him.
No, they don't.
People that are his former teammates don't like this man.
Chris Paul said it. He was like, man, only reason why I came is because I'm competitive. I'm gonna cut you out when I'm on the court. D Book do the same thing. So it's definitely.
It's a and look, I rock with it, but you usually don't see them players as coaches. You usually don't see them players as coaches. Like Rondo's gonna be a coach.
Now, but here's the point of it all. We look at Kobe White earlier this season. We say, look, he's playing with higher IQ people, so therefore he's better. He's doing more. You can see the evolution of his game. But we don't sit there and ever do have the thought process of, well, that could have been anybody in that situation. Wendell could have absolutely evolved. Wendell has evolved, and at this point, between the two of the people, all the people that traded, he's the best of the people we've traded, and he has the highest ceiling of the people we traded.
I think it's Gafford. I'm not gonna go that far. I think it's Gafford.
You crazy hurt though. What the heck does Gafford do? Gafford can't even put the ball on the floor.
Gafford been hurt.
He just been hurt.
Gafford can't even put the ball on the floor. We've literally seen Wendell come back into Chicago, put the ball on the floor, and take our big men to the cup and dunk on him.
Oh, you talking about on the drive? Yeah.
Like, no, Wendell has a skill set.
Gafford is Taj
that Gafford doesn't have. Gafford is a rim runner.
Yeah, Gafford's
That's cool. I'm not that there's a place for him in the league, but he's not going to have the offensive skill set as Wendell Carter.
Yeah.
So it could be one of those things where I love Vooch, but Vooch is still going to be on the decline. He's not going to get more athletic next year.
No.
And what do we get? Them 2 dunks a year. What's our problem? To 1 dunk a year.
But you know what? Athletic bigs. What happens to our interior game?
But let's be real. Why did we get
exposed?
Why did we get Vooch?
Oh, we needed a scoring big, and he is a scoring big. At the time, he was more mature in his game than Wendell. I get it.
But here's the thing. We got him because, like you say, he's more mature in his game. You want to show Zach we want to win now. We're not trying to win 5 years down the road. We want to win now. There's some people that we are going to keep. There's some people that we are going to hold on to. But if these guys aren't win now, then it's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they end up moving on from Wendell. They bring Vooch back. That's okay. And listen, it's not like we gave the world for Wendell. What Wendell turned it? Orlando got that first round pick. Who they get with him?
Orlando?
Who they getting the first? RJ Hampton?
Yep.
Okay. It's not, so we traded Wendell Carter and RJ Hampton for a double when he sucks. And I'm talking about like when Vooch has had his worst games, when Vooch has had the most awful games of the season. That's okay.
I'm trying to look up what you just said.
Shay said they got Franz Wagner.
No, I mean that was all in the first round, but freaking RJ Hampton came first.
Was the Bulls the higher pick? Let me see. Orlando draft. Because I mean, even so,
Didn't
if they got Franz Wagner, right? If they got Franz Wagner, that means that you traded them and they got a pick for.
You know, I'm trying to look this up, and this thing with Zion keeps popping up, and I just have to say this real quick. Did anyone look at the fact that the floor buckled underneath him?
Hey, no,
Bro,
I have to say this. You know, this is the thing I have to say.
He did it with no momentum, really.
That jump ain't.
But
the same.
actually, no. Okay. Technically, we both wrong because they got Jalen Suggs with that pick.
Well, no, the Bulls pick was the 8th pick. It had to be the Bulls pick was the 8th pick. So they got Franz Wagner. Top pick was Jalen Suggs.
Right now, this say Jalen Suggs.
Hey, they got Franz Wagner. Franz Wagner's great. The Bulls wouldn't have had Franz Wagner. It would have had to be top 4, top 5 protected.
I want people. People keep saying Zion ain't got no lift. The dunk he showed you.
What are you talking about?
Zion ain't got no lift. I said no.
I said the same.
I said the lift ain't the same as what it was before he was hurt.
I wholeheartedly disagree.
Nah,
the type of dunk he did it off of 2 steps. Most players, when you see him do that dunk, they get a running start. He had no real momentum. He literally was like, all right, throw this off backboard, 1-2, East Bay. At his weight, that's tough. Him going full speed, him getting a running start, him having momentum, that man is in the air. Hey, listen, that kid right there is a problem.
This is my thing that cracks me up.
Is a freaking problem.
Wasn't he 350 pounds? What happened? What happened?
No, he's still 350 pounds.
Remember when he was way too heavy? Nah, bro. Like Muzz had the picture out there, that random dude. Like that was not Zion, a dude walking out like this.
Dog, like, bro, Zion was legitimately 320, and he's too heavy for this right now. Look at the floor. Look at how the floor caves when he takes off and when he lands.
Hey. I think that's is he at a high school? No, he is.
No, that's the Pelicans facility.
Is that the Pelicans? Hey,
that's one of their training facilities.
Hey, the floor does cave in, bro.
Unless they're trying to tell me that that's like one of those.
Or do they got no? You know what? They might have a soft floor. They might have a soft floor, so it's easier on players. They probably got the soft floor, so it's easy on player knees. Hey, that's funny though. They probably got the soft floor. I had to think about that. I was like, hey, the floor definitely caves in about 2-3 inches when he takes off, bro.
but again, you see that dunk, he does it with literally no real momentum. It's just literally a step into it. Joel Embiid played 31 games his first 3 seasons.
Hey.
And Joel Embiid is one of the best players in the league today.
Hey, I keep telling y'all that
he may have been worth the investment.
I keep telling y'all that man can come back and absolutely still. But when he was on the floor, he was a problem. But for some reason, he'd be so quick to forget about what players do when they get hurt and they be out sometime. And my example was Embiid. Embiid was hurt for 2 years. They got Jarvis Landry. Where y'all seeing that at? I literally searched Jarvis Landry name.
Hold on. I'm taking you off the screen just in case.
Hey, you definitely got to stop doing that.
All right, I'm gonna stop doing it.
I don't see nobody. Let's see top. I don't see nobody tweeting this out.
All right, it may have just been a thought.
Now he might be in talks with him.
Stop doing. Okay,
that's on me.
Chat, we have to stop doing this.
No, kid just got to stop putting the comments on the screen when he see him. Kid live in the chat, dog. No one talks about
Chiefs
the fact
are
that Zion
interested
Williamson
in
gets
Jarvis
his
Landry.
shot blocked a lot of times. Remember that game he played against us? I think Patrick Will got 5 career blocks on it. Here's what y'all.
He's a very
I got it, kid.
predictable-
I got it. Yep, gets a shot block. You know what the thing is though? He get the ball back a lot. Hey, I'm gonna go up, block my shot. Oh, dang, look at that. Now I'm gonna look you in your eye and I'm gonna dunk on you. While I got pump up, you jump, dummy. Yeah. Pat Will had a great game against Zion Wilson. I'm gonna be honest with you. Patrick Williams is the only player that I've really ever seen defend him well.
Yep.
Like legitimately, like I'm not even joking. Patrick Williams is the only player I've ever seen defend him well because P. Will was like, I'm going to use my length instead of try and body you up because you got a lot of body. So I'm
But
going
he
to
knows
sit
how
here.
to
You're going to go
control
for the
his
bang.
body.
I'm going to let you do the move. You're going to have to do your little pivot, go up and under. You're not going to be in a position to just go straight up and two-hand that mug, and I'm going to block the ball. Nobody's defended him really like that.
Right.
Hey.
I was just about to say that.
You know what I'm saying, kid? I'm saying, hey, listen. Hey.
It's on me, baby. I mean,
Put that down on it. Hey,
but let's look ahead
that I
real
did
quick.
want to get into with y'all, man. And appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports and all sports on the Daily Show, man. So get in tune with us, man. We enjoy doing this and we enjoy rocking with y'all on the daily, man. Appreciate the support you guys have shown us. Make sure y'all sharing this mug up as well, man. Letting people know there's a dope Daily Show out here, man. It's got my guy Pat on it. He's killing the game. Listen to it while you're at work over on the Contender. Shout out to him. Doing big things out here, man. But here's the thing.
Big things.
Big things. Question for y'all. Do leagues need to do more to discipline fans in a way? I don't know how you would do it, but to discipline fans, whether it's legal action or not, whatever it is. Because right now, fans are losing their minds. And I absolutely am okay with somebody getting punched in their face.
Yeah.
So we got multiple stories with it.
Nurkic, Russ.
Russ just had to dig out in Toronto where the fan runs up on him, which I'm going to be honest with you. Russ absolutely is.
I would have stole bro.
Hey, Russ is a better man than me because if you run up on me talking crazy, I don't know who you are. I'm swinging off rip, and then I'll ask questions. But man's up in Toronto, runs up on him, trying to do the whole Russell Westbrook, blah, blah, blah. Russell Westbrook. But like he's like 2 feet from Russ with a phone in his face. And then he's like, oh, bro, I just want you to play better. I just want you to play better, bro. And it's like, stop playing with me. Like, you run up on me, you're going to get knocked out. And this is on the street. This ain't at the court. This is in the middle of the streets. You can't really do too much of you, the NBA there. But we've also seen them kind of yelling, like trying to get in his head, blah, whatever. But the Nurkic one is wild. Apparently, Nurk, before the game, buddy sitting there. And what did he say? He said called his grandmama, called his grandmama a B, called his mama a B, calling his wife out his name. And I'm like, are y'all crazy? Do y'all not? But you know what it is? It's a feeling of safety.
His grandma
just died of COVID.
Yeah.
Like this year. Or maybe end of 2021.
It was like the end of 2020.
Yeah, something like that. But in stadium, you can't do much about the one on the street, but we've seen them kind of trying to get the Russ. In stadium, does the NBA need to do more? The NFL need to do more? Because we've seen it with the NFL as well, where the players have run up on these mugs and dang near went in the stands. Where, hey, listen, if this disciplinary action needs to be taken, this needs to be taken league-wide. It actually needs to be enforced because I know people to this day that have been banned from stadiums, and I know they've been back. Like, is there some measure that needs to be taken? I don't have an answer for it. I'm just asking the question.
Like, how do they enforce you being banned from a stadium?
They basically ban you from a stadium and you can't buy tickets online anymore. But, like, if somebody gives you a ticket, you can just roll up in that mug.
Like, they're not going to walk around. Is this the guy? Like, they're not doing that.
No, you're supposed to do it at the gate. But, like, they'll put your name on a list and you can't buy tickets under your name anymore. And you got to have a credit card or something to buy a ticket online. So
what I will say is this: we need to stop making it seem as if you antagonizing somebody can't lead to you being physically harmed. And so people need to get it out their head. Like, oh man, if I can say whatever I want to say, he can't do nothing. What is he gonna do? I'm gonna slap the crap out of you. That's what I'm gonna do. Because guess what? We've grown too many people have grown up in an era where they think they can get away with being internet warriors and stuff like that. But I'm gonna be honest with you, and this for anybody we ever see at any of our events that want to get spicy. I'll slap the crap out of you. Like I really, I will beat the brakes off you. You roll up in my face talking crazy. Like that's not no.
When
I'm
we say pull up, it's for real.
Raised by those men. We will put hands on you. And guess what? In the 90s and the early 2000s, people saw that you could get hands put on you. Whole different story when you can actually see somebody get their face taken off because guess what?
That man Steven Jackson hit still ain't walking right.
Nobody talks about the simple fact that Michael Jordan actually slapped somebody up in a spot before several times while he was playing. They don't even report that, and nothing ever happened to that person.
Threw a man out a window.
Wanna know why? It was understood. You put yourself in that situation. You were being mad disrespectful. You got handled. Nobody even knows what those stories are. You got to really do some digging to even find those stories. And no, that person didn't get paid. The person didn't get paid.
Hey, listen. Charles Barkley threw a human being out a window.
Full window. Spit on the kid.
Hey, Barkley wild. the spit on the kid is wild. Kids out here.
I mean, bro,
hey, P out here like the kid had it coming. Come on now.
Fam.
What? Hey,
it's just
it's one of those. Yes, I do remember hearing Scotty put hands on somebody.
Oh yeah, for sure. I remember.
Listen,
no, it's
what
one of those
to me, right? People didn't get a chance to sue. They got hands put on them, and that was it. You don't grow up. Y'all grew up in this era where that you think your words don't have consequences, and they got consequences. Yeah. And when somebody do something, now you want to get all in your feelings. Oh, he shouldn't do that. He should know better. No, these are human beings. The zeros behind that one don't mean nothing.
Yeah. And that's the biggest thing for me. That's the biggest thing for me. Like, mugs don't view them as people. You're an entertainer. Hey, listen, they're an entertainer, all right. Why you don't run up on Floyd Mayweather like that? He an entertainer. Why y'all don't run up on Stone Cold Steve Austin like that? He an entertainer. They the biggest entertainers. Why you don't run up on Brock Lesnar like that? He an entertainer.
Easy.
I feel like, you know what it is? It's a feeling of safety because the NBA provides backlash. Kevin Durant cusses at a fan, 40,000. Nurkic throws my man's phone, 40,000. Russ responds to a fan calling him outside of his name, 40,000. So I feel like the NBA has built. Yeah, they fired all three of them. I think KD got 25K. I think KD got 25K for cussing that buddy.
I would literally sue the NBA for that. Don't fine me for something I'm responding to what these reckless fans is talking about. That's stupid.
But that's why I'm saying, do we feel like the NBA is kind of built like that safety net? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, listen, you talk to me, you gonna get a fine. I'm gonna cost you money. That now is a safety net where people feel like, well, you're not gonna do this because the NBA has my back. And yes, I am the customer. I listen, I wholeheartedly believe in the word nuance. There's nuance to everything. I agree with the implications that the mayor has put in place for the state of New York. Kyrie Irving should be able to file for a grievance or for an exemption. Yeah.
I agree. In the locker room different, Pat?
Hey, you know what I'm saying? I agree that you shouldn't punch a fan in the face. There should be an exception. And I feel like there's too many times where we don't ask, well, what did he do? We always just focus in on the retaliation. And I feel like, you know, like the fine thing, like to me, like if it's a fan like that, and there's multiple sources that are confirming why Nurkic did this, why this man gets into it. Okay, not only are you banned from the stadium,
Bro,
You
why is that free?
if you sign this agreement, which every ticket you purchase comes with an agreement, just in case y'all know, y'all understand that
They can use
you
your
can
likeness.
be fined. Hey, listen, you can be fined as a fan.
Yes,
And
you
if a
can.
fine is put to you and you don't pay the fine, and it's not going to be a cheap fine, it could be up to $10,000. If you don't pay the fine, guess what? Then it goes on collections, not mess up your credit, all because you want to be an idiot. Guess what? Like I'm all for that. Because if y'all want to, we view players like they're not human beings, and I don't respect that. We view these mugs like they're not human beings, and I don't respect that. And if you start seeing, put something in place where it's on the ticket. If you come here and you get rowdy and you'll be ejected, you'll also be fined, you'll be ticketed, whatever it is. I bet you these mugs will start shutting up. There's a difference between heckling and actually going too far. I don't care if you sit there and jaw at LeBron. Hey, Brian, man. Hey, you gotta shoot better, bro. What's going on with you, man? What's happening? What's it? Hey, you gotta play better, my boy. That's fine. That's what you're supposed to do. It's the stadium. You're a fan. If Brian got a problem with that, Brian can stop crying. But there should be nuance to everything.
I just don't like the Russell Westbrook situation, bro, because it's like we not on the court. Right? We're officially not on the court. We're outside. You're running up on me.
Hey,
Like,
you run. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
I'm
I'd have handled that.
liable to hit you at that point.
Hey, I'd have handled that off the court. Ain't nothing here in NBA now.
Because we not inside the building. I'm getting into my car. Witnesses are there. You're heckling me. I'm about to punch you, bro.
Hey, yeah,
Like,
it ain't NBA no more.
Outside
the building,
you
it
try to
ain't
run up
NBA
on
no
me
more,
and get
baby.
reckless. Mom, dad.
Like we all know, there's a difference, right? There's the one fan that they throw out because they don't like how he's heckling them, but it's all, like everybody around you is saying, nah, it was cool. He was just talking regular trash. It wasn't nothing crazy. And then there's LeBron Europe, yeah, man. You watch your mouth, woman. Which is one of the greatest NBA clips ever. Shorty, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I don't know. But I just feel like
I go hard on this topic, so I tell you what.
I'm with it though. Because I feel like don't y'all feel like there's a safety put in place for the fans? Like too much of a safety?
Yep.
Like there's a line. There's a limit. These are human beings. I want y'all to understand. These are grown men.
They fined KD for calling. According to Vernell, they fined KD for calling out Mayor Adams for not lifting the mandate for Kyrie for the year. I don't know how.
I believe they fined him for the. They might have fined him for both. We might both be right, but I'm pretty sure they fined him for the calling the fan out of his name.
I'll say this. Let's say that is legitimate. What you're saying, I can understand why you would fine him for speaking out against the mayor because of the relationships that the ownership have with the mayor. It's kind of one of those, hey dog, we got this. Need you to go ahead, play the back seat. And unfortunately, we got to show some action because you can't just be calling out, statewide officials. That's going to absolutely help us in this regard. Why don't you be cool and you take this $25,000 fine? Which, by the way, do you know that fining KD $25,000 is like the equivalent of fining us like $500?
Hey, listen.
That's how much he gets paid per, his game checks are.
Yeah.
He don't feel, and they spread it out. They don't. It ain't 25,000 one whop. I mean, it could be depending on the player, but they spread it out.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like literally like, it's real small.
I mean, listen. Yes, I agree with you, but it's still not small.
Bands,
it's still not small because of how even the players talk about it. Like, you really only get fined like $20,000 for calling out a ref. You still see us not calling these refs out. you absolutely seen Muzz to be like, yeah, I ain't gonna say nothing, but y'all know what it is. Just be like, oh, okay, like, what I'm saying? It's still 25 bands. Like, I don't want to give back 25 bands.
Baki, just
Coach T,
responding
right?
to
I'm with you.
your
He said I make good money, but 500 still hurt.
hey Baki, just responding to your comment from earlier because I saw you spoke on Stone Cold at WrestleMania, bro. Like, listen, it has to be a 7 to 10 minute match. Anything after that, bro, I'm gonna be sad.
Bro, I might actually watch WrestleMania this year, mostly because it's free.
I'm not gonna
You
watch
said
it
mostly
just
because
'cause I don't
what?
want to.
Mostly because it's free.
I ain't gonna
Oh
watch
no,
it
yeah,
because I don't
no,
want to see Stone
it's
Cold
free,
get
but
whooped.
like it's fam. I can't have my man's out here like the Undertaker was a couple of years ago when Brock Lesnar broke the streak. Like that man was like.
But this is the weird thing about WWE, dog. Like they can't find another star.
But see, the thing is that they don't want to make them.
They
They don't
can't
want to
find
make them.
another star, bro. Like
They have to have everybody that's
AJ Crit, we
legitimately.
talking
If you
sports
come over,
entertainment,
bro,
man.
you're 35 at minimum.
It's
35
free
at
for
minimum.
I shouldn't say it's free. It's free for me because I have Peacock.
You're 35 at minimum. I think he can at least do a 10-minute match. I'm not trying to have it be like a Goldberg match where it's like,
Man,
you
stop,
start
bro.
the
We used
match,
to see. Hey, listen,
I'm about
Hulk
to
Hogan
spear
was
you.
how old still getting it in with The Rock, bro? Hulk Hogan was like 55 out here still getting it in with The Rock, 30-minute matches, bro.
He was in shape. Even when the Rock wrestled John Cena, the Rock was in shape.
Hey, listen, you don't think Stone Cold in shape?
I'll pass, dog.
Fam, this man is out here promoting the IPAs. Come on now,
bro.
I love Stone Cold the way that I remember Stone Cold.
He was slamming beers while working out while he was in the WWE, dog. This ain't nothing new.
Hey, look.
Stone Cold is
I'm telling you right
country.
now. I'm telling you right now.
You said beer? That's just water to him.
You said what?
That's beer is just water to him. I mean,
Oh yeah, no.
Hey
Most,
fam,
most,
did
most
y'all
definitely.
ever notice like some of the people didn't notice it was real beers at first when he first started doing it?
Yep.
When he first starts doing it, people don't think it's real beers until you like he gives them one and they take a sip and they like like that's a real
They allowed
beer.
him to do this?
Like, yeah, dog.
Hey,
Before
he spilled half the beer out just doing what he was doing. He ain't finished. Tell me one beer you saw him finish, because I ain't seen one.
Never is finished.
It's half on his shirt.
He would do the slam and then the chug, but how much of the beer is actually getting into the mouth is the question.
At minimum, it's like a sip or two. Like at minimum.
That man ain't doing
no
thing.
He just wasting the beer.
Hey,
He's just wasting the beer. The problem is, man, I don't know if I want to see the match though.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it just off of the love of it that Stone Cold is coming back. I ain't gonna lie to you though. When that man, I'll be watching his podcast sometimes because he's hilarious just in general. And somebody asked him like, who's the person that like hits you and actually hits you hard? And he was like Booker T. And like they showed the match, and he said, I really wanted to knock Booker T out when I threw that punch back at him. That's how strong Booker was. Because he accidentally came in and hit him for real. And that man came back and was like, and Stone Cold was looking at him like, did you just hit me? Like, what the like, this is entertainment.
You know this is fake, right?
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying?
A7, he probably do.
Oh,
Because most of the time he just spilling it, and then it's on the dude.
Hey, it is weird that we found so much enjoyment about a dude that literally was pouring liquid over his body, and that's all he was doing, and then going to wrestle.
Find the most like weirdest way to say something, Pat. Good Lord. Well,
My bad, dog.
You can't even make that more. You know what I want to say. You can't even make it more of that. God dang, Pat. Now I'm just I got a bad taste in my mouth now for some odd reason. It's like,
that's a poor taste. That's a poor choice of words on your part, right there, buddy.
I mean,
Alex, that's the reason why I'm saying that the match can't go more than 7 to 10 minutes. This man is drinking his own IPA.
Hey, here we go. What?
What?
Heart in the comments. What? Hey, pause of the week still goes to Ringo. I don't care what nobody say.
Pause of the week. Nah,
Pause of the week goes to Ringo.
Hey, no, listen.
Come on, bro.
Come
Hey,
on.
kid.
Come
I couldn't
on.
even put that clip out. That man said out of nowhere. Hey, Zach Levine is looking kind of fresh out here, though.
He knew what I meant. It wasn't that.
I was like, why are you licking the lips?
It wasn't that. It wasn't that.
Why you smiling so hard?
What I meant was he was looking fresh, taking the ball to the basket. My lips got chapped, bro. Because he didn't take it. He was looking.
What does your lip getting chapped have to do with him taking the ball to the
Bro,
basket? What are we talking about?
It was just bad timing, dog. It was just bad timing. And no, that's not even a comment. The draws.
But you repeated it, and then you looked good taking the ball to the basket. My lips got chapped.
Hey, listen. This is the difference. This is the difference. Ringo's so worried about getting an actual pause of the week, like that's a real thing, that he's actually defending it.
It is.
Like he's actually defending it. Y'all think I cared that I accidentally said top him off in that live call? You know what it made? A hilarious clip. Because Kid was just like, why'd you go with that bar, bro?
Damn.
Hey, no, Coach C.
Random.
Hey, listen, Kid. You was in
It's
the
the
chat.
draws comment, bro.
You are making it worse, dog.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Hey, you were in the chat as well, dog. And question to the live. I don't even think we brought this over to the live. And we got like about 3 minutes left. We're gonna close it out with this. I hooped a lot with old heads in the early 2000s and going into the 2010 stuff like that. Anybody ever call draws while they was gaming the ball or shooting a shot?
Dog, they absolutely did.
They did.
They did.
Bro, I've never heard this.
Well, anytime the net was snapped, they was called panties.
What?
That's just what it was. Like I was young hooping, and I thought it was weird too, but it was just like that's what they did, and I was like,
I've never
heard
this.
I never did, but it is what it is.
When you was gaming?
I have hooped with so many old heads, bro. I've never been around nobody that called draws when they cashed a shot. And the funniest thing was Black Dank when he was like, when you game somebody, draws. Hey, bro.
It was a dude who used to hoop with. I forgot his name, but he used to have two sayings. It was "Pal B," like he literally say "Pal B," like anytime he games you or draws. And I never. Hey, listen.
I've heard wet.
Between the two of them, he would do it so disrespectfully that I would rather him say draws than Pal.
Is that how we changed it? Maybe that's how we changed it. We was wild. Did we turn it into wet? Which isn't better. Because I know that's what we said. When we would shoot, if I knew it was cash, it would be that's wet.
Hey, because we did, when we put the shot, that's wet.
That's wet.
We did say that.
But why did we say wet? Out of all the things we could have said,
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
Like, there's nothing wet about the ball going through the
reference before was worse. Like,
what made us say that?
Hey, but you saw the announcers stop saying it too, because they was like, "Oh, that shot by Steph Curry is wet." I'm like,
I don't know, bro. That's.
I don't know. That's actually a good question.
Now we got to sit here and go do the history of the Ebonics.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen. Hey, you do the history. That's not in my browser history.
No, that's not us. That's you.
That's not going in my browser history. What is the origin of that's wet?
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Wet is from Splash.
Okay, Splash is cool, but why did we turn Splash to? Come on,
Black Dank, you got to relax, brother. Hey, man, on that note, we going to get up out of here, man.
What you mean by that, my boy? I'm
Hey, we going to get up out of here, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us for another show, man. That makes sense, though, from the Splash, that shot wet. I give you that one, Chicago Guards. Shout out to you for that one, man, so that didn't have to be in kids' browser history, and his wife had to ask him about that.
Oh, listen, I'm secure in mine. Whatever comes up, comes up. I just want to do the historical context of it. I mean, it is.
Nah, it's just your searches is.
Hey, I have no shame in my
off the
game. I
wall.
know who I am.
As always, man, it's your boy Pat the Designer, joined by the pettiest man alive, Mr. P Kid, and of course, the man formerly known as Ringo J. Stefan the Don. No live call tonight, but we will have some more content coming y'all way on the channel today. Appreciate all the love, man. And my new gaming PC is here, so I'm finna get that mug up and running.
Hey, we not finna have him for the rest of the day.
Y'all stay safe out there,
I
man.
can't wait to put it together.
Peace.